Hi.
Hi. Long time no see. Actually, long time never seen.
Yeah, well, for some of you. We're gonna pretend like this is not our 8th episode, and this is actually more like our 15th
Never
episode.
left, guys.
No.
Like, we've always been here. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Right. That would be strange and very much so out of character for us to
just go up on a hiatus like that.
Yeah, that would be strange.
Yeah, that never happened.
No.
We've been here for the past 3 months.
Right. And we've well,
yeah. Hi, guys.
it has been a busy past 3 months.
Yeah.
A lot has happened. I got a new job at work, so my schedule completely changed. Your whole life.
Got a new job, got a new apartment.
So we are now fully and completely based in Monroe, Michigan.
Fuck yeah, we are.
So, if you are near Monroe, which I'm sure you are because our sole listener are definitely at this point.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi. Hey, Queen.
Miss you already.
So all of our audience should know that we actually get this. Checked our stats on Spotify. It's some ridiculously small percentage, 0.1%, of our listeners are based in Denmark and Chile.
I was gonna say, I think one time you said that there was I think you were telling me the Chile one.
Yeah.
It was just, yeah.
Shocked and appalled.
You know what it is? I think it's that very random website that I found that just has all of our episodes.
Probably is. That has every single thing posted.
I
Probably.
genuinely, when I saw that, guys, I genuinely thought that we got hacked. I was like, what the fuck happened during our 3-month hiatus?
Yeah, somebody hijacked the entire podcast, and we were kind of thankful. Please, the people are probably looking for some content. You can definitely hijack our podcast for a couple.
For real.
But it's this website that's what? It's like a Wikipedia, but for podcasts.
Yeah.
And they had everything posted, and we were extremely confused because we've never gone outside the main things that we post on.
Yeah, we thought that it was just mainly on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, the things that we've specifically posted on.
False.
Yeah. We're getting that name out there, baby.
Period. Well, if you're from Denmark and Chile, I'm Leona.
And I'm Maddie.
And
we are your metal aunties. And we're back better than ever, baby.
We're doing great. Neither of us have ever been better than we are right now.
Yeah.
We had I would say a really crazy July, but we've just kind of had a really crazy, like I said, life in general.
Yeah. It's been chaotic, but a mix between chaos and fun.
Yeah.
And stress.
So much stress. I'm trying to think of everything that we've done. We've seen a lot. We've been to a lot of smaller shows, a lot more frequently going to smaller shows than we do bigger concerts these days. I think that we're just really kind of trying to find our local scene in a way. What are you about to laugh at? What?
The sticker.
Is it the doing my best?
It's our sticker that you put on your laptop. Every other sticker
is perfect.
The podcast sticker
is fucked. Yeah.
God.
It's a representation of our podcast. I really thought it was true to us. It's a little bit crooked.
I just looked over and she was like that, and I was like, oh, okay.
Truth be told, I'm not even sure if I was looking. I told you I've been a little all over the place today. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So we've originally had an 8th episode planned before Upheaval, before our 3-month hiatus.
Yeah, that was about month 1 of our hiatus.
Yeah. And then I think month 2 we just weren't even considering the podcast.
No, because that was July at that point. Or was it June?
No, it was June.
You were just moving.
Yeah. And then July we were getting into our Upheaval scrambles.
Good Lord, which we'll definitely talk about.
Yeah. And we were going to try and crank out an episode before the podcast of like
Before
the
before the festival?
Yeah. Y'all knew what I meant. Obviously that didn't happen because life. But that was going to be like our little catch-up episode, catching up on the news within the last 2 months.
Yeah, which like now hindsight doesn't really feel like news.
No. It would have just felt like a school project.
Right. This is us recounting history.
So yeah, we're going to get the ball rolling, get right back on track, just hop right into it and have our Upheaval episode.
Yeah, this is going to be our Upheaval like recap / review, I would say. We told so many people during the festival that we were going to be doing like a recap episode, and our goal and our hope was to do like some sort of, I don't want to say like live coverage because it's not really going to be live, but we were kind of hoping to do some sort of work while we were there.
Yeah.
The real problem and concern with that is that unfortunately the Upheaval sells tequila and vodka, so that was never gonna happen.
Yeah, and we're just 2 girls trying to have fun.
Right, and like by the time you show up, like you're way too concerned with making to the sets that you want to make it to be like pulling out fucking mini mics and interviewing people or like trying to get bands playing. It was just too much for this year for us, but we're definitely, I would say, open to considering doing it in the future.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, because it's been it was a big topic before going to Upheaval, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think though, Mr. Krabs, I have an idea. We could definitely do that at like smaller shows.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like start there and then work our way up.
For sure. But if you're new here, because we gave out a lot of stickers, and I think we kind of not really got like a ton of attention, but which was absolutely not our intention. However, we did get some new followers. So if you're new here,
welcome to the family.
Welcome to the shit show.
Literally.
I hope that you're ready for a lot of like bursting out laughing into our really shitty microphones. And just kind of diving into some really cool subjects. We're always open to like topic suggestions, or if you guys have an album that you want us to review, just go ahead and kind of shoot us a DM, and we'll definitely,
or even like a small town band too.
Yeah,
we love going to shows, like metal or not,
right?
Like we love just going to like the small town gigs.
Any live music.
Yeah. Any live music. Just anything.
Let us know. Hit
Shoot
our DMs. Well, Madison Nickelback as Nickelback. Fucked it up. Her nickname has been Madison Nickelback for the past few weeks, so if you hear me call her that a few times, that's why. go ahead and kick us off on our Upheaval review, baby.
Well, we never really discussed how we're gonna structure this. We kind of figured we would just
ramble as we have been.
Yeah. I want to preface that, like, before we went to Upheaval, we weren't, like, sketched out about the,
lineup?
Yeah. I wanted to say outline, because I'm staring at our outline. But, like, we were curious, because it wasn't, like, the lineup that they've had in the past, and it's definitely like a different subgenre of metal and rock.
Something that I thought about is it is extremely reminiscent of 22's lineup, if you really think about it, because 22 the headliners were Disturbed and Breaking Benjamin. I almost called them Boring Benjamin. I actually fucking love Breaking Benjamin, but everyone that year called them Boring Benjamin, and I have no idea why. They were amazing when I saw them live later, but extremely reminiscent of 22. And I say that in the, like, what I mean when I say that is the headliners were stable, reliable headliners. No one that was like, I almost just, no one that was blowing my mind. So, but there was like some very reliable, like, dependable, everyone loves them bands. You know what I mean? It was a very safe lineup. There wasn't anything like crazy the way that we had Bring Me the Horizon and Falling in Reverse headlining, or Korn and Rob Zombie headlining the first year. It wasn't anything like jaw dropping on paper. I want to say on paper.
Yeah.
Because,
well, and I was gonna say that kind of makes sense, because I feel like 23's with Bring Me on the Horizon and Falling in Reverse, that year everyone was going into it. Everyone was like super excited with the lineup. Everyone loved it.
The hype was there.
Yes, before even going. And then when we got there, just like A, B, C, and D kept going wrong.
Right.
And so I feel like there was a lot of people that were upset after 23. So I feel like this year, with like the lineup, they decided to play it safe and like have their main focus on other things.
Which there were for sure like improvements.
100%. I was just about to say, like, that was just, it was a really good move.
Yeah. So like, just for like reference ideas, we do the VIP every year. Not for any like reason of getting closer, I would say. It's definitely a benefit, but there are other benefits to the VIP that I feel like we prioritize higher than the viewing spot, I guess, if that makes sense. You get in what, like 30, at least 30 minutes, if not an hour sooner. The line is significantly shorter because it's a much smaller area, so like
there's really only a specific amount of tickets that they're selling. Right,
like the line for VIP clears out like damn near before the line for GA really starts moving. Which is nice. There are dedicated bathroom areas, which they significantly improved this year. It's been a little bit haphazardous in the past few years, to say the least.
Putting it nicely, yes.
And my favorite addition to VIP this year was the hot dogs.
The hot dogs! Hello, the hot dogs!
If there weren't two other stages, or like anything to do beyond VIP, I wouldn't have left the entire day.
I literally became BFFs with that bartender.
She was amazing.
Like, I kid you not, the amount of times that I would walk up and she's like, "You're back," and I was like, "Hi,
I love these hot dogs."
Yeah,
of course I'm back.
I'm like, "Get me the usual, please." Like,
the beer, the chips, and the hot dog, $18. Thank you.
Here you go. Put it on the card.
Yeah, that was a fantastic addition.
People, if you're listening, do not get rid of those goddamn hot dogs.
Give us the hot dogs every fucking year. Please. So help me God.
I feel like people hype up like baseball diamond hot dogs,
and that was like the equivalent.
No, this was a million times better.
That's my baseball diamond hot dog.
It's your Upheaval hot dog.
It's technically it's on a baseball diamond.
It's next to a baseball diamond.
I think it's on.
I don't think
we'll look at the map when we're done with this. But that being like the most affordable food, so we were like actually eating enough to like get us, well, one of the days we meaning me was eating enough. And they were right there. Like, there was no line. You didn't have to miss a whole entire set to get a fucking hot dog. It took literally 3 minutes.
You half the time you just walked up. You walked up and be like, "Give me that goddamn dog."
And they said, "On the way, babe."
They said, "I got it here, ready for you, hot and ready. HOTDOGO, hot to go." Hi, babe.
So that was fan-fucking-tastic. Let me try to think.
They added a VIP viewing deck.
Oh.
Which was like the VIP of VIP. Because you had to get like that, wasn't it like some VIP package?
Was that the suite? I was gonna ask you because they were advertising VIP suites, and then the VIP overlook deck, which I think is what that was, and I think it was the suite. I heard some like estimates for prices for those. If the estimates are correct, I don't know if that goes based off of like party size or what. But if the estimates are correct, not worth it.
Yeah, no.
I think I saw a quote that was like $1,000.
And to what? Just sit on an upper level to see over people?
Not worth it to me.
Yeah.
Like, and that is me saying that as somebody who, in my humble opinion, like, it's super disrespectful to sit during someone's set unless you're like not able to sit. Let me preface that if you're not able to stand, then sit. Clearly, for the love of God, don't injure yourself to stand during someone's set. But if you are like perfectly able and someone is performing for you, like, stand up.
Yeah.
Come on.
Stand up, be present, like,
it be in the moment with everyone else, because you're not going to be able to see regardless. There's going to be people standing in front of you. You're not going to be able to see. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm very clearly, unless you are unable to stand for whatever reason, whether it be like fatigue, a disability, whatever it may be, then please do not. But if you're just like being a fucking asshole and you're like, well, I'm just gonna sit because I like sitting and watching the peasants play for me, then that's different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been a fan of like seating. I like seating at shows to set shit out on, but I don't like seating to sit on.
Yeah, and like either that or if it's like, I guess like the vibe. If it's the vibe just to like be seated and kind of absorb the music.
Right, if it's like an orchestra.
Sure. But like even then, like, still be in the present, be in the moment, like, just the main thing is be present.
My favorite example to use for this, and I'm pretty sure I've said this, I know that I've told you about this before, but I may have said this on the pod already. My sister and I went to Chicago. We made a weekend trip going out to Chicago to see Evanescence and Muse. first and foremost, I just want to say what a strange fucking combo that is. How strange. But Evanescence was opening for Muse, and we went for Evanescence. We didn't go to see Muse. We went to go see Amy. So, like, they come on, we are so hyped, and I, like, immediately, as I always do, as soon as they start playing their set, I arise from my seat without even looking around me to see if anyone is, because I expect everyone to be getting out of their seat.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you that it was so embarrassing that I was standing, that my sister was like, sit down. And I was like, fuck you all. That's Amy Lee. My ass up. Why? Like, when I tell you I was the only one standing bare minimum in our section, let alone like our half of the stadium, it was bullshit.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Muse came on, everybody stood up as if nobody even knew who Evanescence was.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, that's the one thing I don't like about how, like, some people are when they go to concerts. Because one thing that will forever live rent-free in my mind, mainly because it's Taylor Swift and mainly because it was my very first concert ever, but my mom and I went to see Taylor Swift's Reputation Stadium tour.
Oh, that's where you have your poster from.
And they had Camila Cabello and Charlie XCX open. But when they were performing, the stadium, there was nobody there.
What in the actual fuck?
Nobody there. And I was like, I wasn't even like major fans of them either. And like, that was just something that had stuck in my mind. And like any other show that I've gone to, unless like it's like a super, super big artist, like in the mainstream, like when Alexis and I went to go see Disturbed and Falling in Reverse was opening for them. Like, by the time we got there for Falling in Reverse, like, the entire stadium was filled. Unless, like, it was something like that. But, like, between Taylor Swift and any other concert that I've gone to that's had openers, it's like, nobody's there for the openers.
Isn't that so weird?
And it's insane. And, like, I've thought about that earlier this year when I went to go see Olivia Rodrigo, because we had Chapel Rowan opening.
Could you imagine all the people that like missed her and now they're like watching her on TikTok?
Yeah, and they absolutely love her
because they didn't want to show up,
which is hilarious, because when we went to see Olivia Rodrigo, I was like, oh, Chapel Rowan, like, she's opening. I like Chapel Rowan, she has a couple of songs. Here I am a couple months later, like, I need Chapel Rowan tickets.
Yeah,
I need to go see her. I absolutely love her. And like, I'm now forever grateful that we were there early enough to see Chapel Rowan, because that was my first time seeing her.
Yeah.
And like, not a lot of people are able to say that they went to go see Chapel Rowan
as like an opener too.
Yeah.
That's like some of the things that I preach. Like, anytime that I bring someone new to a concert, I'm like, please, like, do your research. If you even have like 5 minutes, listen to the opener bands just for like one song, because you could be missing your favorite band. Like, that could be the next fucking Nirvana.
Yeah.
And you have no idea, just because they're the opener and you don't care to take the time to listen.
Right. And I mean, like, unless like you physically just like can't be there for the opener, or like life happens, you're running behind and you just have to miss it or something, like some shit like that, like, okay, whatever. But like, if this is on a Saturday, you have nothing to do,
get your ass
beforehand moving. Like, no work, no nothing, get ready, go there 5 hours before the doors open, get yourself a beer, a little drink, some snacks, hang out pregame, and be there when doors open.
Yeah. That's what I was telling. So this year for Upheaval, we added. Typically it's just Maddie and I. Last year my cousin came with us, and then this year my sister came with us, and she was excited. You know, going into it, she was most excited for, I believe, the headliners. So Godsmack and Bad Omens. But I told her, I said, like, the biggest piece of advice, and this was her first music festival ever, but the biggest piece of advice that I could ever give you is take a moment to prepare yourself and listen to the people that are playing, because there's so many bands that we have heard, and we hear them, we like their sounds, so we start listening to them more. It ends up being one of our all-time favorite bands, and we don't really remember their set very much, or we don't remember like specific songs because we weren't listening for specific songs. I could say that about A Virtue.
Yep. I don't remember that set at all.
Same. I mean, I remember like being there and watching it, but I don't remember like.
I don't remember that about the Warning.
Favorite shit. Yeah, the Warning. I remember.
The only thing I can remember is being out on that lookout stage, and just sitting there thinking like,
it's raining. It was raining.
It's raining. It's hot, and damn, these girls are pretty good.
Yeah.
It's literally all I remember. I don't remember their set whatsoever. Now, when we saw them a second time,
yeah, she was very much so in the present.
Oh, lordy.
But that's like the biggest piece of advice, especially if you're going to one of these festivals. I almost said one of these upheavals. Yes, one of the upheavals, but also like just a festival in general.
Yeah.
You see so many people. I think we saw, what did we see? Was it like 14 or something like
16.
that? 16 bands over 2 days. That's a lot. That's a lot of people. So,
and we didn't even think we saw that many bands either, until
really,
like we actually sat here and wrote them out. And
we took a lot of breaks this year, extended sitting for entire set breaks. So I was kind of shocked when we broke it down.
Yeah, no, I was too. I didn't. Coming back home, I genuinely did not think that we saw that many bands, but we got around.
We did. We made our way up and down that hill.
Ugh. Oh, fuck that hill.
Fuck that hill. So, you have the list in front of you. Who did we see this year?
Well, Mr. Dylan Diletto, hoping I'm saying his last name correctly. He was our opener for both days out on the main stage. Killed it both days. I mean, we saw the very tail end, day 1. I think it was literally his closing out.
It was like,
but day 2 we actually got to like be up in the crowd and kind of jam and dance with everybody. So the one thing, I think I made this comment, there's a moth. Sorry, little ADHD moment there. Now we'd both be looking out that window. I made this comment. I think I made it to Hannah on day 1.
Hannah's my sister, by the way.
I think oh, right. We have newbies on the show now. I made the comment to Hannah day 1, and then I think I made it to you day 2. The one thing that kind of irritated me, like, I get it, Dylan, he doesn't need that like much equipment, I guess, on the stage, but they kind of had him like kitty cornered off to the side.
He was off to the side,
and like he wasn't even near GA. They had him on the VIP side.
Yeah.
And then they had workers behind him setting up for the next set, setting up for the next band. And I was like, I understand that the next band is like a live band, like you need the instruments, everything hooked up, but it's like, and like again, like I get that Dylan doesn't have that much stuff that he needs to do his performance, but like it felt so shitty to be like, hey, you get main stage both days, but you have to get shoved in this corner while the rest of the workers are setting up for your next set. So when you're done, the next people can come on.
So here is kind of my opinion of what it felt like. So to give some backstory, Dylan is a DJ. But he does, it's not like a wedding DJ. Like he does like actual like DJ work on metal songs. So you don't see that very commonly. It's like
Mm-hmm.
metal mixed with EDM. He does a fantastic job of getting the crowd going because it's not covers, it's original shit that we all know and love.
Mm-hmm.
But last year when he was scheduled to play the small stage, so
no, he was up on the Lookout stage.
No, he wasn't. He was on the Loud and Local.
Oh, I thought he was up at the...
No, I think he was scheduled on Loud and Local. And when In This Moment canceled, they pulled him off of the stage to entertain on the main stage to cover for In This Moment. I think at the time, he was young. He was a young teenager. I don't remember his age. But it was so fucking cool.
I think last year he was 16.
Oh, okay. I remember them announcing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember them going in on it. But it was so cool because they pulled him to the main stage when he was supposed to be on the smallest stage and just let him, rock his shit out. And everyone loved it so much. I'm so glad that they brought him back this year. But like you said, he was his own performance. He wasn't just entertainment while shit was going. He was his own performance.
Yeah.
And to me, I agree. I think he deserved to have
it was just
at least center stage.
Yeah. It felt very disrespectful to where it was... I felt like they were using him as I don't want to say a fill-in kind of how he was last year, but I don't know. I guess I don't really know how to explain it because last year everyone was complaining about how when doors open, that's when the first band's going on stage.
Right.
So the people can't make it to the main stage, and by the time they get through doors, get through security,
there's already been a whole set done.
Yeah, it's more than half done. So a lot of people were upset about that. They either wanted doors to open earlier or times changed on the sets. And instead of, I think Upheaval opened doors, didn't they change it maybe a half hour? It was a half hour.
For VIP, I think. I don't know if it was for GA.
But they adjusted the times slightly. And then instead of putting a live band on stage, they just put Dylan on stage because his is DJ work.
Right.
So that, I don't know. To me, that part was just very disrespectful. And I feel like he deserved a lot better.
Let me tell you how he was the very first person to play in the amount of... I almost said bitches shaking out. The amount of respectful, nice women dancing respectfully was amazing. He's just a great tone starter for the day. The most 100%. Fantastic hype man to get your day going.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed every year that he's played. We stuck around for his whole set when In This Moment canceled, and we thoroughly enjoyed the entire thing.
Yeah. But yeah,
Maddie and I are playing footsie right now.
Yeah, so after Dylan there was Flat Black.
I remember them being very good.
They were good. Hear me out. I don't remember any of their set because the only thing that I could focus on during that set was the fact that the band's name was Flat Black, and
are you gonna reference to your black name, your last name? Jesus Christ.
The only thing.
Big back.
The only thing that I could focus on.
She's crying. No, she's crying.
Hold on. I have to make sure my brain is braining right now. If y'all want to know, I am... Nope, I'm right! The lead singer's hair was jet black.
Oh.
So I go, you're in a band. It's called flat black. Your hair is jet black. Crazy.
I literally just said fat back. No, that is not where I thought you were going with this at all.
But yeah, no, that is all. And I could be wrong. It might not be the lead singer, but I think it is one of the singers.
I think it was the lead singer.
Well, Google is currently showing a lead singer to have long blonde hair.
He? I feel like no.
I don't know. But there is. I don't know. It's someone who's in there.
I would pull up pictures if I could find it quickly enough. But they were very good. I remember looking at our friend Bear and saying, "Oh my God," with like the biggest stink face that I do every time.
No, it's the lead singer.
Yes, I was going to say, I knew he had black hair.
But yeah, no, continue.
They were just like, I remember being surprised, like very pleasantly surprised by them.
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
Oh my God.
They were definitely one that I had like kept in the back of my mind that was like, I'm gonna go home and listen to you more.
Yeah.
They were, and another one that like I know I'm gonna keep in mind, which speaking of, they're playing at Rip Fest in September.
Oh, that's like the day after Corn, I think.
Yo, it is. Want to go to 3 concerts in one
No.
A little off track. Get ready for September, guys, because we have
a lot.
I'm so excited. Especially the last week of September, we have 2 concerts in. They are 2 days apart. Yeah, one's on a Tuesday, and one's on a Friday.
We have a Virtue in the beginning of the month at the Sanctuary. We have the Warning at... Where is the Warning at? Either like St. Andrews or the Fillmore, I think.
They're not at the Fillmore.
Because last time we saw them, they were at St. Andrews.
It's called Majestic Theater.
Oh, okay. I've been there before for a podcast, a live podcast.
I have not, but that one's in Detroit.
Yeah, it's not very big at all.
And then Korn is at Michigan Amphitheater. Or Michigan Lottery.
It's at Pine Knob.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. I don't think it's at Pine Knob.
It's square on my entire life.
Don't think so.
That it's at Pine Knob. Totally is. Hold on, I just tagged you in the post today. Pine Knob Music Theater. Get fucking wrecked.
You want to know why I was thinking of Michigan Amp?
Because of Falling in Reverse.
Yeah. And I was talking to a very special friend of mine about it because I was talking to
very special friend. I felt like I was your most special friend, but okay.
You are my most special friend.
Talking about your boy?
My barf? I could say he don't listen to this podcast.
So that's strange. I thought I was your most special friend.
But he was talking to me about, or he was asking me about Pitt at Michigan Amphitheater, because we were thinking about getting Pitt tickets to Falling in Reverse because I'm that special. Girl. I did not want to say special. I wanted to say spoiled.
She is that special too, though.
I am that spoiled girl who needs to see one band twice in a year. Because why not?
Oh, that was this year, huh?
It was.
I am so stoked. So, yeah, buckle in, guys, because September is going to be fucking crazy, and the recap episode is going to be cuckoo loco. Sorry, Maddie was just checking the time. I feel like I have to tell you guys everything that's happening playing behind the scenes.
Yeah, I was checking the time because I feel like when it usually gets to like 40 minutes, Leona and I, we kind of, in the past, we've both like looked at the time and was like kind of had an oh shit moment. Like it's been 40 minutes already. But tonight I sat here and thought, it's been a while, hasn't it? And we've barely covered Upheaval.
Listen, it's been a long time since we've gotten to talk to you guys, so
there's just a lot to catch up, guys.
There's a lot of shit talking to do before we get into it. We'll put a timestamp on when we actually really start talking about Upheaval, and y'all can skip. Now that you're 40 minutes in and you've already made it this far.
Honestly, no, don't even do that, because it's been a mix between Upheaval and really other shit.
But back to who we saw. Let me rail this train. Wait.
So after flat black, jet black, fat man, we saw Citizen Soldier. I wanted to say shoulder.
Where did we see that? Was that on the lookout?
Lookout, I believe. Okay.
Also, to preface, day one, I don't remember a ton of it. And it's not even that I was like blackout drunk. I swear on my entire life that I wasn't. Day one, little bit of a blur. What?
We're taking a pause on this because it's so funny. Barb texted me asking how the pod was going, so I sent him a picture of the mic, and I thought I typed so far so good, but apparently I said so far so good.
Oh my god, wait. You guys, she had her fucking text to talk on. Talk to text, sorry.
But I said, so far so good. It was so cool. I pulled into the main I pulled into the main stage, or the smallest.
We're talking about Dylan.
I am in tears. That shit is so funny.
Every time we do an episode, Maddie ends up crying laughing.
It's good tears though, guys. Good tears.
Oh my god.
Sorry, that was
Citizen Soldier.
Citizen Soldier.
They were on the lookout stage, correct?
Yes. But alongside with you, I also don't really remember a whole lot. Like
why were they pumping through the air on day one?
A drug? I don't know.
I feel like I don't remember, like, and like I said, it's not that I was
being
like
fully honest, I don't remember like Upheaval at all. Not like at all.
We're gonna talk about this in
wake
therapy.
Up with amnesia.
Oh my god. Not 5 sauce.
Like I remember it, but like I don't know. I guess it's just like bits and pieces, maybe. Cause like I don't know. I remember being there. I know that I saw the bands. I think I remember like a little bit of Citizen Soldier. But I was also just very hot that day.
That was a really, really hot day. We got fried. Like fried that day. I feel like my big thing with festivals, and like the biggest reason why I don't remember shit, is that I'm always like trying to plot out for the next one. Or so like every single time that we go to see a band, we're like simultaneously checking our phones or our watches to make sure that we're not like missing the next set that we want to see,
figuring out what time that we should leave to where we're not leaving one set too early or missing, and like
trying to plan like bathroom breaks or drink breaks or whatever in the in between. Like it's just a lot of planning, and in the moment we try to keep it so tight together that I feel like we just kind of mentally push out things.
Yeah, and I feel like our brain, because like Upheaval is like our vacation.
Yeah.
It's our vacation that our parents got to like take off the week's worth of vacation
Right.
from work. Like that's our vacation.
Right.
And so I feel like when we go there, we're like our brains get turned off.
Yes.
Stress isn't a thing.
Yes.
Things that like being an adult, not a thing. Like we can just go to the festival, let loose, have fun. And I feel like because we get to like let loose, our brains are just so relaxed to where it's like when we come back home, we were kind of just like in Delululand,
Right,
and we're like was that even real?
When the stress turns back on, it's like, oh shit, was I even like a functioning, I don't know, like does my brain actually work that entire weekend? Because which it's just kind of nice. And to me, that's like the glory of music in general, is being able, it's an immediate off switch. So for me personally, at least, like it immediately shuts my brain off, and I'm able to just like live
and breathe and just be in the moment, be present.
Like care, like really, really, really care about the people around me, and like really just hone into myself and what I feel, what everyone around me feels like. And speaking of feels, like we'll get into that later, but it really gives you the opportunity to like soak up living as a human being, for me.
For me, it's an immediate off switch of the brain, just like what you said. But like, I don't know, it's something. Going to see live music has been something that I've always wanted to do since I was a little kid.
Same.
Just seeing or like listening to my favorite bands and just being like, wow, just thinking of the chance of being able to see this person live, it feels amazing just even thinking about it. And like ever since like I was in middle school, like music has just been the getaway,
right?
A way to turn my brain off. And so being able to go see people live, whether I know them or not, it's just like I literally feel like I get like teleported to a different dimension or a different world. Like it literally, going to Upheaval, it feels like we're in a different world.
Right.
Like we aren't in Grand Rapids.
No, we're not even in Michigan. Like
yeah.
This is like way jumping ahead, but it's just kind of the perfect place to talk about it. And like you said, like it transports me back to a different time. So Beartooth played this year, and Beartooth was one of like, I would say, one of the first bands that I ever like really got into when it came to metal. I would say Beartooth and Sworn In, and then like a couple smaller, more local bands. But Beartooth and Sworn In, those were the two really big ones.
Yeah.
And I was probably like 14, 15 when I discovered these bands. And I don't know, like when you're a girl and you're 15, like life fucking sucks, and like you go through so much shit that is so hard to navigate, let alone like navigate by yourself. And I was always the person that turned to music, like every single moment of my life, whether it was happy, whether it was sad, whatever the emotion was, I've always turned to music. So in that time, like I was experiencing so much like sadness and isolation and things like that, that I would turn to my emotional, screamy, angry music because it was getting out emotions that I wasn't able to untangle and get out by myself. Beartooth, easily like the biggest band that did that for me. So I remember like going into this, and I've never cried at a concert. I remember going into this and looking at our group and being like, fair fucking warning, you guys, I will be crying during Beartooth. It's not like me being, oh my god, I'm so gonna cry, I love them so much. It would just like genuinely strikes a chord in my soul.
Yeah, your little Leona is just so happy.
I remember like blasting them full volume on my phone and just holding the speaker up directly to my ear when I was a kid. So to hear those same songs that I would use to like soothe myself when I was younger, to hear them live and to be happier and to be in such like a better spot in my life, like that is why people do this shit.
Yeah.
And that is why we go to these things, and that is why I'm so grateful for Upheaval and all of these other concerts, to be able to give people that closure. You have to think every time someone performs, it's giving someone that closure. And that is like, that's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So
truly.
That was, I know we're jumping ahead, but that was my favorite performance.
Well, I was gonna add to your jumping ahead because Beartooth was a very special time.
It was.
For both of us.
It was. I will never forget it.
Because after they got done performing, as most of y'all know, some of the band members like to throw out their drumsticks or their guitar picks, you know, they like to throw them out in the crowd, or, you know. And I am one to be that person to put their hands up. I'll scream, I'll holler, I'll yell, but I also have a wee bit of common sense. So when I evaluate the situation,
right,
I know I have zero chance of getting it.
We've never been close enough.
Correct. And at this point of Beartooth, like, we were decently in the crowd.
Right.
But at this point, the crowd had kind of backed out. They were moving on to another thing. We stuck around a little bit, but we did back up. We like backed up to where there was like a little bit more of open area.
Right. We were not like up by the rail at all.
Yeah. I was kind of in my own little Delulu world, throwing my hands up, screaming like everyone else. And then I came back to reality and I was like, I'm never going to get anything. And then 2 seconds later, guys, I get whacked in the head with a fucking drumstick. I don't know how, but my brain was on turbo speed. I knew what the fuck I caught. Reflexes. My hands did a bear hug on myself, and I looked down, and there's a drumstick between my tits, and I literally turned to Leona.
No, you went, ah! When it hit you, I remember hearing a thud, and you going, ah!
But then after that, I looked at Leona, and I was like, Leona, Leona, I have a drumstick.
No, but before that, you said, I love you. And I went, oh my god. You went, I love you.
Yeah, I was like, I love you, and I want you to know that I'm going to be your bestest friend in the whole wide world. And this is confirmation that that's never going to change until the day we are both 6 feet underground.
And tell them what you did.
And I gave her the drumstick.
And I cried.
But even better, as we were walking away, I don't know her name. I don't know who she is.
She was a very nice lady.
Yes. She was leaning over the whatchamacallit? Fence. Yelling at bands all day. Or at least most of the day that I caught her. And she also had a drumstick. And she was yelling at Beartooth to sign it. And I, being the bestest friend in the whole wide world, who just loves and adores my best friend, I said, give me that fucking drumstick, we're getting it signed. So the extroverted Maddie came out, and I went to the girl and I said, "Can you get my sign too?" And her being a girl's girl, she said, "Fuck yeah, I will." But the bitch that came afterwards,
Oh, I didn't hear it.
there was, so the one girl that was leaning over the fence, the girl's girl, she was standing off of these light up Tito signs.
Yeah.
And right next to it, there was a foldable chair. And I had thrown my phone and my wallet in the chair to get to the girl on the Tito sign. But I was still like, I was standing out over the chair. Like, I wasn't on the chair, but I was like crowding over it. This other bitch comes out of nowhere, who had already pissed me off once that day.
Oh,
so
I did not know about this.
Yeah, she pissed me off another part of that day. But at that point, the first time, it was like, okay, whatever, you're a random bitch. The second time they were popping into my life and you're pissing me off again, you're a bitch.
We're gonna have beef.
She pushes me away from the chair, like, not even just like a, hey, can you move? Like, it was a genuine, get the fuck out of my way. Steps onto the chair where my shit is at. Her little boyfriend steps next to her to help her get up.
Oh, I thought it was like her chair. I thought you were going
No.
the way you were going, like that was her chair.
It was some random person's chair. My shit was still in it, and here she is pushing me off as if it was her chair to step on it to try and get Beartooth's attention. She had nothing to sign. Nothing for them to sign. And she just pushed me off like I was not standing there.
Yikes.
It took everything into me not to push her off. I wanted to be that bitch to push her off.
If you guys thought that we weren't haters, think again.
Yeah, no, I'm a hater.
I'm confirmed a hater. Confirmed. Proud to be a hater, like that Proud to Be American song.
Proud to be a hater.
Oh my god, she sang.
Well, at least I know I'm free.
What a treat. But it was amazing though.
Yeah, other than the bitches that we had to deal with.
There's like a very cute video of me and Maddie just hugging it out and crying together. What a moment. It's so cute. Really cool memory. It's really cool memory for us.
But yeah, honestly, Beartooth was in one of my top performances there.
At Upheaval in general, or just this year?
Upheaval in general.
They were great.
And truthfully, again, don't fully remember the performance. Mainly because I think the time that they performed, and this goes for any day, any year at Upheaval, that's the time where my brain literally zones out.
That's always like the best band spirit.
I mean, like, yeah, like I'm still there, still present, but like my brain is somewhere else.
That was Mudvayne. That was Hailstorm. That was
Mudvayne. I was terrified for my life. I was a baby.
Oh my god, hot cat Ray. I'm not the sweetest person on the planet. Who else plays at that time set though? I think it was supposed to be in this moment, but it wasn't.
Yeah. But like I remember Beartooth. I
it's
don't.
Everyone's tired time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They always put like the best, the most hyped up. Honestly, usually that time slot I'm more hyped for than I am the headliners. So I don't know. I feel like they usually put like the biggest hype bands there.
Well, they definitely do.
Anyone else that like really stuck out to you this year?
Dead 7.
I was just gonna say that. That stage, and I said it before and I'll say it again, the Loud and Local stage, sure you can fucking change it to the Rising stage, but I'm still gonna call it Loud and Local.
Forever gonna be Loud and Local. Even if we're from the other side of the U.S.
Where were they from? Like fucking Missouri or something like that? They bring the most energy. Like, they're the ones actually getting in the crowds.
And it's the bands bringing energy and the fans reciprocating it. Every fucking time.
Because everything's so close.
I kid you not, the only, like, still movement is the people that are on the very border of the crowd.
Yeah.
The people waiting in line for the
shuttle
golf carts rides and the people on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only still movement. The crowd, we're all headbanging, we're all dancing, we're all like throwing fists up in the air, and then you got the pit behind you.
Yeah.
That's, honest to God, Leona, that is my favorite part, is the fact that the pit is not dead center or in just like a random area.
It's the whole space.
Right, but it's like, it's in the back.
Yeah.
The little guys can have the little moment.
Yeah.
Guys being bros. Having a little
Boys
stroke.
being boys.
And then everyone else up front, like, we can thoroughly enjoy the music like we want to and not fucking fear for our lives.
Right.
Thinking either we're gonna get knocked in the head by a dude,
right,
or someone's gonna drag us into the pit,
while still being able to enjoy the pit, because we can just turn around and watch it ensue behind us, and it's always like so much fun to at least watch.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and it is also a lot of fun being on the border of the pit sometimes.
I love being, oh my god, Seven Dust.
Girl, that pit was, I did love that pit. And I don't know if they do this at other pits, but it was the fact that there was at least 2 or 3 guys inside the pit grabbing people that were on the border to bring them in. I don't know if that's a normal thing for pits.
It's fucking not.
Okay.
If you're standing on the border, that, from my understanding from all the shows I've went to, I've gathered that is you stepping out of the pit because A, you're guarding people beyond the pit, B, you need a break.
Right.
Those are the 2 reasons that people go on the border of the pit. So for you to try to grab someone and pull them into the pit, you're a fucking jackass.
Yeah.
And I'll say it again.
There was one guy specifically for Seven Dust that he pulled Bear in, our friend Bear. Hi Bear, I don't know if you're listening.
Hi Bear, probably not.
Loser. He tried pulling Bear in 3 times.
Well, Bear's like fighting for his fucking life, trying to keep 3 girls safe, because these pits, like, at this point, especially for Seven Dust, we were just trying to get a good spot. Like, it wasn't like we were trying to, like, be in the pit. We never tried to be in the pit.
No.
Shit just happens. Like, pits break out everywhere. Unfortunately and commonly, we just tend to be right in the fucking middle of them.
Yeah, and, like, a lot of times, very thankfully, we're with either some sort of man who is brave enough to be on the border of the pit, or we're with Bear. And
or Leona's had about 6 beers.
And in this time for Seven Dust, when that guy kept doing it, I remember, like, standing in that moment, because I kept watching it happen, and this was the one and only time I've ever seen Bear genuinely pissed.
Yeah, he was like...
He, like, full on grabbed the man, and he went, dude, fuck no. Leave me alone, fucking stop. And I was like, oh, god damn.
Forget that.
What a fucking moment up there on Seven Dust.
Literally. Well, there was a few fucking moments up there on Seven Dust. But it's so funny because, like, I just get, like, looking at him and having that interaction, I'm like, you have the fear of protecting 3 lives behind you right now, because none of us expected this to break out, or to break out as intensely as it was, because it was a tight pit, but it was a, like, big pit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was a small in size, but there was a lot of people in it for as small of it as it was.
Right.
So it was, like, I don't want to say like a violent, there weren't like crowd killers, but there was a lot of movement in a very small area.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like a great spot for the pit.
No, it was in such a weird, like, because it wasn't like directly in the middle.
No, wasn't it? Weren't like one of us on the edge of the pavement, like the curb?
I think. No, but we were all right next to it. Like, we were literally not even a foot away from it.
Yeah, we had been really close.
But yeah, and like especially out on that lookout stage, like it's a very small area to hound in a lot of people, and usually at that time, because wasn't it was right before the headliners, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would have been like very late because I'm pretty sure it was sunset. Yeah,
and it's always the shows, the one that plays right before the headliners up at the lookout stage. It's another super big band that everybody wants to go see.
They're usually a little older.
Yeah, and so you're packing in like literally 500 people,
bare minimum.
Yeah. Up on this little lookout stage. So it's like the fact that you're starting a pit and being violent and being crazy, it's like, yes, you can have your fun, but please be aware of your surroundings.
I remember
and where it's happening.
last year when what is their name? Flyleaf. When Flyleaf was playing the lookout stage last year, I remember like, because we didn't make it up there to see them. I wish that we would have, but we didn't. I remember like turning around and looking just at the hill, not like, because you can't see the stage from the bottom of the hill, but just looking at the hill and seeing people standing on the hill, which is like a steep incline, just trying to hear Flyleaf.
Yeah.
And like where they at, they wouldn't have been able to see, but they were just trying to like peek over or like hear it, or people eat up the lookout stage intensely.
100%.
Which it's a great stage. Like, I love the lookout stage. But
the hill's a bitch, but
you can't beat
fucking
it.
Worth it.
Yeah, I would never change it.
I
would never change it.
God, no. People don't ever change out the lookout stage.
I don't care what they say about the lookout stage. Don't ever change.
I think it is unfortunately time to wrap up.
Yeah.
Even though we've covered maybe 5 to 10% of Upheaval.
Overall, I don't have a lot of complaints. I feel like it was a really good year. We had some like you have the standard jerks, you know, everywhere that you go, every concert that you go to, every festival you go to, you're gonna have like the one guy who's had like one too many beers and thinks he's way fucking taller than he is. So you're gonna have that every single time. But we also met so many cool people that it wasn't even funny.
It was the amount. Hi to everyone that we met.
Yes,
we love you so much.
We finally met Daniel. It's been a long time coming. Just interacting over the Facebook page. Like it was so fucking awesome. We hung out with him during all of Dead 7. We had such a good time, and I cannot fucking wait to meet up again next year at some point.
Yeah. And to just meet so many new people and
the mad guy.
Upheaval, little to no complaints.
Yeah.
They are improving each and every year, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
The one thing I love about this festival is the fact that they genuinely take everybody's concerns and use it as constructive criticism to figure out how to improve the festival. And they do an amazing job each and every year improving it and getting it better. So major props to literally everybody at Upheaval. The bands, they were amazing. Every single one of them that we got to see.
I would rather, and I've said this before, I would rather do Upheaval every single year than go to one of the bigger ones. Like, than to go to Incarceration, Welcome to Rockville. Like, yes, they would be fun. I would love to go, clearly, but I would rather if it were between Upheaval or going to one of those bigger festivals, I'd pick Upheaval every single time. So
yeah, I think one of the bigger festivals is kind of a hit it once.
It's not intimate.
Yeah. Because we've been there since year one, baby.
Yeah, it's close. It genuinely feels like a family. I would never want to miss it.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, we blab about Upheaval enough, so it was about time that they've had their whole episode.
And we are back in business, baby.
So we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Goodbye. We love you. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.